Hey guys, what's going on? Hermdo back with you with a recap of that god-awful series against Cleveland, which took place in Comerica Park, September 16th, Game 1, Guardians 7, Tigers 5. This was a 10th inning loss, walk-off win from the Guardians. Detroit tied at 3-3 in the ninth with the solo homer by Kerry Carpenter. In the 10th, Guardians erupted with 4 extra base hits. Quan double, Martinez triple, Ramirez double, Manzardo double, off Will Vest to take control. Switzer Torkelson homered in the bottom of the 10th to cut the lead, but too little too late. Casey Mize started for Detroit 5 in the third innings, 3 earned runs, struck out 8, solid in length, but couldn't get through the late inning. Guardian starter Joey Cantillo, 5 innings, 1 earned run allowed, did enough to keep Cleveland in the game. Bullpen for Detroit, Vest gave up the big 10th. Others earlier kept things tight. Cleveland's bullpen held well after starter. Gleyber Torres homered to tie it in the third. Carpenter's ninth inning homer. Torkelson's in the 10th. Also, Detroit made noise in late innings. Some bullpen defensive weakness maybe contributed via inherited runners and extra base hits and extra innings. Cleveland's extra base hit barrage in the 10th was decisive. Game 2, September 17th. Guardians 4, Tigers 0. Cleveland shut out Detroit 4-0. Gavin Williams, the starter, was dominant, 5 shutout innings, 9 strikeouts, allowing just 3 hits and 2 walks. Jack Flaherty gave up 1 run over 5 innings, but walked 4, which led to pressure situations. Cleveland bullpen closed it out cleanly. Detroit couldn't get to late relief. Detroit bats were held in check. They got some runners on base, walks, etc., but couldn't convert. Detroit had limited scoring chances until late. They weren't errors called out prominently. More than that, Cleveland simply got the big hits. Guardians continue momentum. This is part of their growing win streak. I believe they're at 7 games now. Second hottest team in the division. Well, they're the hottest team in the division now. Detroit is stinking it up. Final score, Cleveland completed the sweep with a 3-1 win. Key moments after a scoreless first few innings, Colt Keith hit an RBI double to give Detroit a 1-0 lead early. Keith left later due to back tightness. Jahenski homered in the 4th to tie the game. In the 7th, Jose Ramirez hit a 2-run homer that turned into the game winner. Terry School started for Detroit 6 innings, struck out 9, allowed 1 run on several hits. Strong outing on paper. Tanner Bybee matched well, 6 innings, 1 run allowed, secured with his own strikeout set. Guardians bullpen, Heron, Allard, Gaddis held 0 on the board after School's exit through the end. Detroit threatened but couldn't break through. Keith with his double and early spark, which was like one of the few offensive highlights. Otherwise, Detroit's offense was stifled after that. Few base runners and key innings stranded those that got on. Detroit's defense was solid, no glaring errors noted in recap. The sweep signals a momentum shift. Guardians climbing back to the division race. Tigers once comfortable lead shrinking. Guardians sweep the series, taking 3-0 over the Tigers. Tigers offense showed flashes. Keith, Carpenter, Torkelson with inconsistent timing. Hits was poor. Scooble and Flaherty gave good individual performances, but bullpen and late innings extras in Game 1, for example, were weak against Cleveland's surge. Cleveland enters with this with strong momentum, multiple wins in a row, closing gap on AL Central Tigers. Meanwhile, started losing consistency, losing 6 of 7 at one point. Let's take a look. The record is now Cleveland Guardians are now 81-71. Detroit Tigers are 85-68. The Cleveland Guardians are 3.5 back on the Tigers. We do play the Cleveland Guardians once more in Cleveland. One of the last, we have the Braves coming to town for 3, then the Cleveland Guardians in Cleveland. I think the Braves series, that's the last home series for the Tigers, and then we play the Guardians and the Red Sox. I do not feel good about this. I do not feel good in the slightest. I feel very worried about the Tigers. I feel that losing. This reminds me of like 2009 so much, where we had that lead. We only had to win a couple games, and we just couldn't do it. We had game 163, and we just couldn't get past it, and the Twins just owned us. It should have never gotten to that point, but it shouldn't get to this point either. Tigers were dominating this whole season, and now they're totally and completely falling apart. Yeah. I don't think we're going to get that first week bye or that first round bye. Do I want to say definitively that Detroit is going to lose this division lead? I don't know. I don't want to be that guy, but it's looking bad. It's looking real bad. Tigers have been stinking it up lately. There's no excuse for this. It's just garbage play all around, but they got to get their shit together. They got 9 games left. Cleveland Guardians are 3.5 back. We play the Guardians 3 more times in Cleveland. I don't feel good about that. But, I thought this schedule, man alive. I think they've lost 6 of their last 7 after that blowout Yankees win or the blowout Tigers win against the Yankees. Whatever. I'm tired. I'm coming down from the flu. I don't have the energy to get mad, but leave your comments down below. Do you think the Tigers are going to win the division this year? Do you think they can get their shit together for the last 9 games of the season? Or do you think it's going to be Cleveland's to win? And this is one of the most historic downfalls in all of baseball. For all the good feelings about the Tigers, man, this is really bad. But anyways, that's all I got for you guys for right now. Like, subscribe to Detroit Fan Forum, and I'll talk to you guys later.
No, I thought you said I was all right, Spider. So
No, you ain't all right, Spidey. You got a lot of fucking problems.
No, I thought you said you were all right.